Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rights, and of course I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and well, folks, I don't know how else to describe this right here, but my God Almighty, this was one hell of a wrestling weekend between Texas and Atlanta. It's harder to tell. It's subjective on which you would say had the better outing, but in the end, the fans are the true winners. And if anything, tip of the hat right there to all the ladies that performed over this past weekend. I don't care what promotion. The women killed it in AEW between Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm. Freaking killer match there. The women's gauntlet was stellar, you know, and then there was Evolution. We're gonna go over Evolution in a minute, and just wow. Now, it was just a phenomenal weekend, all in all, for wrestling. This was the biggest wrestling weekend of all of 2025. That there's no other way to describe that. And yeah, that's it. But you know, for the sake of having a show, because you know, we got to talk about something on here, right? We're going to go over Evolution, but before we do, we got to go and pay them funny little gimmicks called bills. So we want to remind everyone that we here are WWE Shop affiliates. So what that means is, if you scan the QR code on the screen right there, or go in the description tab and click the link, it will take you to WWE Shop. You make whatever purchase for whatever item you want and your heart desires. And folks, I guarantee it will be very, very helpful for you, because you get that item your heart desires. And in return, it helps us make this show better, because we receive a small nominal commission, which helps make this show better for you. Also, want to remind everyone, Vicious Rants apparel, just like what I'm wearing right here. We are in the dog days of summer. So if wearing them dark colored t-shirts got you sweating like a hog, easy enough. Get to webmaneuver.net, get some Vicious Rants apparel. We got tanks, we got t-shirts, we got women's tees, we got toddler tees, we got baby onesies, and if you know somebody that is a full-blown psycho and can handle wearing a long sleeve in 90+ degree weather, we even got long sleeves for them too. So make sure y'all check them out as well. So, with that said, let's get into the show. Evolution in Atlanta. Oh my God. We start off with BBL Bayley. Sorry. Some jokes just cannot die. You blame Nia Jax for that one. But BBL Bayley against Lyra Valkyria and the man herself, Becky Lynch. And wow, this was a hell of a good match. Bayley, she went and just decked Lyra right from the start, and then went for Becky. And then right from there, it was just everyone all going against everyone, just scrapping and clawing. And I hate using this term because it feels like an old wrestling cliche saying this, but it was one of those, everyone got a chance to, quote, get their shit in, end quote, but in a good way. And it was so great to see. I absolutely loved it. Now, Becky wound up getting the win. What it was, Bayley wound up hitting Lyra with the rose plant. She went for the pin. Becky then rolled over on top of Bayley, scooped her up, and then did a running backslide on her. I don't know how else to describe it except that. And then got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. The following night on Raw, Bayley and Lyra had a 2 out of 3 falls to see who would face Becky at SummerSlam. Lyra wound up getting the win there, so we're getting a rematch. And Lord help MetLife Stadium, because we're going to get 2 angry Irish women fighting each other. I know from personal experience that can be very, very, very dangerous. Yeah. Next up, we got Jordynne Grace, the Muscle Muffin. If you watched NXT, you understand the reference. Going against Jacy, let me try to do my best Booker T. Jacy Jane. Alright, maybe not my best Booker, but either way, Jordynne Grace against Jacy Jane for the NXT Women's title. Now, Jordynne had Blake Monroe, formerly known as Mariah May, in AEW on her corner. Jacy had her stable, Fatal Attraction. Grace, she started off really strong with Jane leading the pace for the match. This was really good, and honestly, I'm all for with this being in the main PLE show, because, and hear me out on this, I've said this argument before a million times. For those who may not have heard it before, I'm going to explain it. NXT, the developmental brand, it's, for lack of a better term, like in baseball terminology, the farm league. It's where you go to grow and learn, and then you get told, hey, you're going to work Monday, you're going to work Friday. Okay. So, if you can implement small little NXT bits here and there, it's a good thing, because you got some people that are going to be just diehard wrestling nerds. Hello. Go and watch whatever they can get their grubby little hands on. Again, hello. Versus some people that are just, nah, I just want to see Monday. Nah, I just want to see Friday. Nah, I just want to see Monday and Friday. So, yeah. I'm all for that. But this is a good match. I really liked it. Match came to an end when Blake actually wound up getting the title and cracked Jordynne Grace in the back. And then when the ref wasn't looking, which then gave Jacy enough time to go and hit finisher for the 1, 2, 3. So on NXT is on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. EST for those who don't watch it. Do recommend you check that out. On a side note, after you're done watching NXT, make sure you go and check out the NXT Night Shift show, which is on YouTube, which is hosted by 2 members of the Main Event Wrestling Network, Kyle Gagliardi, as well as the head of HR for the Main Event Network, Jay Gold, which, Jay, listen. Before the interns say anything, I did not do it. I'm just going to leave it at that. Moving forward, next matchup, we got the Women's Fatal 4-Way Tag action for the Women's Tag titles. Asuka and Kairi Sane going against, again, NXT talent, Zaria and Sol Ruca, and going against Charlotte Flair and Little Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss, going against the tag champions Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Judgment Day, they were leading at the start. Really good, really strong, with Bliss being the punching bag for a bit. And then you could actually even hear the crowd yelling, saying they wanted Charlotte in at one point. And when Charlotte did get the hot tag in, man, to take an old line from Pat Patterson, they went banana! Yeah, the crowd popped huge, and really liked it. It was, I absolutely dug the hell out of this. It was full-blown car crash mayhem, demolition derby. with all 4 teams, all 8 women just going at it nonstop. It was serious action. I dug it. Now, match came to an end with Raquel and Roxxane getting a win when Raquel did the Tahana Bomb on the Soul Ruca from NXT for the 1-2-3. And I am not saying it's not a bad thing that she took the loss. Because again, it's okay. She's the NXT North American Women's North American Champion, let me rephrase that. And as well as the Women's Speed Champion, she's a double champ. It's not going to hurt her in that kind of credibility sense. Also, again, circling back to what I said before, she's in developmental. She's not, and so long as she still has the titles, she's not going to get called up anytime soon. So it's okay, because those people that don't watch the developmental, they're not going to think twice on it, thinking, she got buried. And for those that do watch it, they're just going to see it as, all right, she lost. Where do we go from here? So next up, we got Tiffany Stratton defending her WWE Women's Championship against the living legend herself, Trish freaking Stratus. And I swear, Trish Stratus ages in reverse dog years, because it's like, okay, she debuted 20-something years ago, and she looks like she's aged maybe 20 minutes. So I wish I could say I'd like to know her secret, but no. I want these videos to show that I eventually get all old and ragged and angry looking. The older I get, the more and more grizzled and angry looking I get. But I just want to know what her secret is, so that way I can go and sell it. Either way, as far as the match went though, man, Tiff, she was leading the pace. She was leading the pace for the match, but Trish did still show that she could still go. And my God, she is freaking phenomenal. And she definitely has earned the right to say she's a trailblazer and a Hall of Famer. No different than any of the other women that they showed that were there watching the show that night. Whether it was Medusa or Ivory or Molly Holly or Lilani Khan or any of them. That's what it just, yeah. It was, this is a good match. Tiff got the win. She wound up hitting the prettiest moonsault ever to get the 1-2-3. It was a good match. Next up, we got Naomi versus Jade in a no-holds-barred match with Bianca Belair as the special referee. And Naomi, she just goes and makes a beeline for Jade right before the bell. And I gotta tell you, folks, I watched this match, but I'm not even gonna lie. I was getting high anxiety watching this match. Not because of the action, not because of the brutality of it, but for one thing and one thing only. Naomi's gear. Because half her chest was covered in safety razors. I don't care if those things couldn't even cut a wet paper bag. Watching that, I was getting high anxiety just looking at them like, what the hell? Like, I guess she's supposed to be all sort of batshit crazy, twisted, evil psycho now. Like, but, good God. Like, is nobody afraid, like, one of them things is going to pop off and, like, jab somebody in the eye or whatever? Like, yeah. Like, yeah. I'm sorry. Maybe that's just me and maybe I'm overthinking it because, lordy, it's not like that ain't happened before. But it's just, yeah. The razors that was, I don't know, weird little isms. The razors were the line that drew for me. Like, nope. Everything else in the match was great. I absolutely loved it. you know? Now, but at the end, Jade wound up getting the win when she did an avalanche jaded off the top rope through a table, and then 1, 2, 3, that was it. After that, then we had the Women's Battle Royal, which everyone got, which honestly, my biggest takeaway on that was the fact that all the women that were in it actually got to have an entrance. Now, I don't know if that was done to get you say this the right way, because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to be mean when I say this. The optimist in me sees this as, yeah, we're giving the women credit where credit's due. We're not just going to play a video package, have them run into the ring and then ring the bell. But I guarantee there's a pessimist out there saying, oh, they just did that to kill time because they needed filler, blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, dude, even if they did, who cares? Excuse me. Who cares? Enjoy the show. This the Battle Royal happened. The winner gets a title shot at Clash in Paris. And the winner was La Primera Stephanie Valkyria. She wound up eliminating Lash Legend. And again, I'm all for it. After the match, Stephanie McMahon came in to interview Valkyria, and then Stephanie Valkyria wound up saying, thank you to all the women that paved the road for all of us to get to this point right now. Thank you. So, yeah. And we're going to have Steph challenge for the world title, the Monday Night Raw title at Clash. And we're going to say who that challenger is in a moment, because now we get to the main event of the night. Rhea Bloody Ripley. We got Mommy going against Io Sky. And my God almighty, this was a damn good match. Now, every match on this card was a damn good one, and each one felt like each girl was going out there saying, all right, now top that. All right, now top that. Now top that. And then this one was just like, okay, you want us to top this? Hold my beer, watch this. But this real nice back and forth at the start with Rhea starting the lead, and then both of the gals just going all out fighting. Now, we wound up eventually getting a ref bump in the match, and then they started to drag the fight through the crowd. And then we wound up even seeing Io do like the infamous New Jack spot where jumping off the balcony. Like, yeah. But it was great match, an event, and Naomi wound up coming in to go and cash in her Money in the Bank. It cashed in. She wham! Cracked Io over the head with the suitcase. Wound up taking out Rhea, tossed her out the ring, did a split-legged moonsault for the 1, 2, 3. So your winner and new WWE Women's World Champion, Naomi. So at Clash in Paris, we're going to have Naomi versus Stephanie Valkyria, and I am all for that. And on Monday Night Raw, they wound up saying that they had Io and Rhea confronting each other saying, listen, we got history, but right now I want that title. Rhea was saying, I want that title because I had Io dead to rights until Naomi came in. Io looked at Rhea and was like, listen, you lost, get to the back of the line. I was champ, I get first crack. And Naomi's just kind of looking at them both like, y'all can go and fight yourselves. I'm out. Later. So, yeah. Now, they did announce at SummerSlam that they're going to do a triple threat between the three as well. Do want to emphasize on that. So, we're going to be getting that action coming up in a couple of weeks at SummerSlam. But also, just to shed a little light for the men's perspective, at Saturday night's main event, Gunther did beat Goldberg. That was not a shock, but it was Goldberg's retirement match. He did emphasize it, and they didn't say that in the commentary. It was cool to see Doug Dillinger, the old WCW security guard, boom, 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 bang on Goldberg's door one last time. And yeah, I mean, I know everyone's got their opinion about Goldberg. You love him, you hate him, whatever. You know how I feel about that. You love me, great. You hate me, right? Same thing with Goldberg. You love him, great. You hate him, okay. I'm just saying it was cool to see him at that point get to have his own send off and die on his own sword, so to say. Gunther won. They did a gauntlet match on Raw to determine who's going to challenge him for the title at SummerSlam. Clarence Montgomery Punk, the Pepsi King of Chicago, wound up winning said gauntlet match. So we're going to get Gunther versus CM Punk at SummerSlam, and wow. We got 3 matches so far, that I can recall off the top of my head, announced for SummerSlam, and it's already setting up to be good. Women's triple threat, Naomi, Io, and Bianca. Cody Rhodes and John Cena, round 2, and CM Punk versus Gunther. This is shaping up to be a hell of a SummerSlam, and I'm all for it. So, with that said, folks, that is it for this week's show. So, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back watch some of the other episodes on YouTube when you get the chance. If you're listening to this on audio, leave us a 5-star review, follow the channel, share it. We are trying to build up the audio platform. Thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of fighting, a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, a whole lot of attractive women, and a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, folks, look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also, pretty much 99% of any social media, Tim Vicious, that's me. Don't forget to follow these cool-ass cats on the Twitter as well. DSB_IB, main event _net, the main event wrestling network Twitter account. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, and D Dryer 1986. And just like I said a moment ago, you love me, great. You hate me, well.
Shut up and sit down.
Fuck yous.